Well, the September 4th, 2014 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting to order. Commissioner Casson, would you open the meeting with prayer and the pledge?
I will. Dear Heavenly Father, we pause for a moment to thank you for the many blessings you bestowed upon us as a community and individuals and as a nation. And dear Heavenly Father, it's with a heavy heart that we come to this time. We've lost two members of our community that have served many in this community, Kenneth Taylor and Chris Hunt. I want to just ask your blessing upon them and their families. And Heavenly Father, all those others that are grieving the loss of loved ones, we ask your blessing and mercy upon them, and those that are struggling with illnesses. We just ask you we lift them up to you, dear Lord, for your blessing upon them. We ask your guidance upon us as we do the work of the county this evening, and just guide us in all that we do. We pray this in the name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. And once again, I want to welcome everyone to our September 4th, 2014 Fiscal Court meeting. Okay, then we'll do that. We are going to pull. I don't think we need to do that. Jenny, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Item 1, consideration for presentation A, Proclamation Recovery Month, September 2014.
Whereas behavioral health is an essential part of one's overall wellness, and whereas preventing and overcoming mental and/or substance use disorders is essential to achieving healthy lifestyles both physically and emotionally, and whereas we must encourage relatives and friends of those with mental and/or substance use disorders to implement preventive measures, recognize signs of a problem, and guide those in need of appropriate treatment and recovery support services. Whereas, according to the 2011 National Survey on Drug Use and Health, in 2011, 3.8 million people received specialty treatment for a substance use disorder, and more than 31.6 million adults aged 18 and older received services for mental disorders. And whereas, on October 1st, 2013, as a result of the Affordable Care Act, more than 11 million uninsured individuals with behavioral health needs became eligible for affordable insurance coverage for their treatment needs. And whereas, to help more people achieve long-term recovery, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, the White House Office of Drug Control Policy, and the Daviess County Fiscal Court invite all citizens to participate in National Recovery Month. Now, therefore, I, Madam Daviess County Judge Executive, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2014 as National Recovery Month. Sir, you here to receive this?
Yes,
or
sir.
I'll give this to you if you want to come and take it, and I will also be there Saturday. So I hope that you have this available so I can read it again.
I'll do that.
All right, there you go. And if you would like to say a few words.
I'd like to thank Judge Mattingly and the court for recognizing September as Recovery Month and the importance of the work that Daviess County treatment providers does as far as providing services to people in this community who have that need for drug and alcohol recovery services. Just want to invite everyone to come out to Owensboro Regional Recovery on Saturday for our National Recovery Celebration, and to remember that we also have a recovery forum, community forum, coming up on September 30th. We would love for you guys to be able to come to that as well. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Item 2, Daviess County Public Library Director Jim Blanton to present the library tax rate.
Welcome, Jim.
Thank you for having me. Well, this is the first year doing this, and I don't know how familiar you all are with the process, so I'm just going to say a few items about background. Every year we receive our rate from the Kentucky Department for Libraries and Archives, and we're all provided with two rates. One is compensating rate, which is calculated to produce an amount of revenue approximately equal that was produced during the preceding year. And we also receive a 4% rate, which is calculated to provide an additional 4% in revenue above that produced by the compensating rate. This year, the board has adopted the compensating rate, and they've done so fiscal year 2009-10. And the compensating rate for real property remained the same for the past 3 years at 6.4 cents per $100 assessed valuation. The rate on personal property has increased by 0.08 this year for a total of 7.93 cents per $100 assessed valuation. And the total estimated revenue based on the compensating rate this year is $4,045,403, which is from $3,918,138 from last year. And I thought I'd just highlight some of the things that have happened this year. Charles probably keeps you updated on some of the things that we've been doing. We had a real fantastic year. We installed a laptop kiosk in the library, which has been going gangbusters. It allows patrons to check a laptop and use a computer anywhere within our building and maximize the use of our space, and allows us to use the space previously occupied by fixed computers with the newest material that we can out for people to select from. We also installed a wireless upgrade in the building, and we've seen a major peak in our wireless usage since we've done that. We paid off a building loan, which was a variable rate loan, was taken in 2006 at $1.4 million. We paid off $105,000 of the remaining amount, and that allowed us to realize savings of $123,000 in interest over the life of the loan, which was originally to be paid off in January of 2024. We also initiated a seed library, which has been going fantastically as well. Charlie, I hope you told them about that. That's really just an amazing program. And actually, Annette, who's here tonight, the Extension Office is part on that. We offer seeds to patrons come in, take home, and grow a garden in their backyard. And actually kicked off the program with a fantastic presentation about basic gardening and continue to do gardening programs along with that. A couple of our staff members received awards this year. Brian Lushbrook and Kevin Clark received Movers and Shakers Award in the Library Journal for their Frame Your Imagination program that produced a virtual app at the library. We received a Red Cross Military Hero Award from the Red Cross for our Road Victory World War II program that we did last summer, and for participation in the Toad of Hope campaign. And another thing that was really exciting this year, we received a grant for $7,000 from KLA, which allowed us to expand our summer reading program, take our programs out of sites throughout the community, which saw the largest summer reading program we've ever done in our history. So it's really a fantastic program. Other than that, a couple other things just to mention coming up. We're undertaking a strategic planning process this year, which we're excited about. We have an e-publishing program we just launched, which was covered in the paper this past week and actually received national attention in the major library journals. And we will also be completing editing on our World War II documentary, which should be coming up shortly. We'll release later this year. So, any questions about the library or the budget sheet?
Commissioners?
Judge,
Yes.
I didn't understand what you said about the rate of personal property. Was that the same, or is that an increase in that rate?
The REIT property has remained the same. That rate is 6.4 for the past 3 years.
Personal property.
The sorry, I'm sure I get it right.
I think it's an increase.
If-
The personal property is 0.08. There was an increase in personal property.
Yeah, real property stayed the same, and they took the compensating rate from 7.85 to 7.93 on personal property, aircraft, watercraft, inventory, and motor vehicles stayed the same.
Thank you.
Okay, and the library is a special taxing district. What do they call those special
Purpose
taxing?
government entities.
Yeah, special taxing. Yeah, government entities, which means that this court does not set the rates. We do not input and adopt the rates, but they report those rates to the court. So you have completed your task for the year. All right. Thank you, and thank you for what you do to the library. I think since you've been there, things really started to hop.
I love every minute of it, and pleasure to serve the library in this community.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
6 Extension District tax rate.
Commissioners, in your packet, you have a copy of the tax rates that were adopted by the Extension office today, Extension Service. Commissioner Watson, you and I happened to be at that meeting and listen to what went on. I can report to you that the rate for 2013 is the same rate that they've adopted for 2014. So that rate stays the same. There was a compensating rate increase on, I believe it was personal property, and they declined to take the compensating rate. All rates remain the same. It's 0.9 cents for real property, 0.9 cents for personal, 0.9 cents for motor vehicle, and 0.9 cents for watercraft. I want to say a special word of thanks to Clint Hardy and Annette I's daughter for what they do, what the board does. It's a very valuable service to the community. Any question or comment, commissioners?
You mean we're not going to get to hear Clint speak?
No, Clint said he didn't want to speak. You certainly are welcome, either of you, to come forward. Look, we still didn't get Clint, but Annette comes up. Go figure, right?
We're giving Clint a rest today.
Okay.
We want to thank the Fiscal Court for their support, and again, we're glad to be here in this community through giving out research-based information in the many areas that we cover. With our 4-H Youth Development Program, Family and Consumer Sciences area, agriculture, and horticulture. And don't forget, we're here as a resource to help citizens of David County.
Okay. And again, Commissioners, the Extension District is a special taxing government entity. They set their own tax rates. The court only accepts their report. We do not vote on it other than if we serve on that board, and we do have a vote. Next item, Jen.
Item 2, consideration for discussion, a petition by Royal Summit Subdivision regarding county accepting roads in the road, bridge, and street system.
Do you want to start this, Mark?
I can.
Okay.
If you recall, 2 fiscal court meetings in the past we brought up that we have petitioned to accept approximately 6 roads that are presently private into the county road index. According to our county ordinance that governs how we adopt county roads, the next step was to send that to planning and zoning for them to review the petition and the roads themselves and make sure that they meet criteria in the comprehensive plan. We have received a letter back from planning and zoning that staff has reviewed the proposal and has found there is no conflict with the comprehensive plan or public improvement specifications. I believe that is in your packet, the response to them. They only believe other comment that they have, since each of the final plats review specifically indicates the streets are to be privately maintained, they are suggesting that the final plat should be amended. At this point, we can have the discussion, I believe, in regards to if this court is going to or is going to accept these roads to the county road index.
County engineer, there were some recommendations made to the residents of those streets as to what requirements we had. Did they agree to those?
There were several deficiencies that were found in the current system of roads. They have provided me with a document stating that they would remedy or carve out those that can't be remedied or they choose not to remedy for it to be part of the county road index.
When you say that we'll carve out those things that they choose not to, that bothers me a little bit. Either you take the entire system in or you don't take the entire system
the
in.
entire road system will be accepted. Typically, when we accept a road, we also accept the storm drainage system that goes through underneath it. There are several modifications that have been done out in this subdivision that are beyond street. So a condition that we have discussed is that the county would only accept a storm system that is directly under the road within the curb line of the street. Everything outside of that would not be county maintained.
And we only take those because they would affect what would then become county roads or county streets, and we want to make sure that if there is an issue within that storm system,
it is within our control.
Right.
And that's only after a condition of this is also that it is filmed, inspected by camera, that I get to review and document any deficiencies found that way.
And they agree to that stipulation?
I believe there are representation of the developer here. According to this letter, that was submitted by their engineering firm.
Okay, they have agreed. I see two people shaking their heads, yes. Mark, the only other question I have, and I will open it up to the commissioners for questions. A portion of those streets have been repaved. There's a section of the street as you go into it that has not been paved in quite some time. Is there any expectation of those homeowners that county would come in and immediately pave those streets?
There is older section as you come in. I don't believe, and county attorney can correct, I don't believe if we accept these roads, there's an obligation. If we accept these as county roads, after these conditions are met, they in essence would be put into the
hopper. They go into the hopper.
All county roads that we review each and every year and come up with our resurface list.
In other words, they would not go to the top of the list. They would go in and be treated just like any other road and way turn.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You folks understand that? And I see two heads shaking out there. Commissioners, any question?
Yes, question. In the process, Mark, I understand the developer and owner of the property would not want to do this work and make those improvements that we're asking them to do in order to come into the system. So how do we do that? Do we accept that after the work's done? Do we approve it subsequent or subject to those improvements being made? What process do we follow?
I believe we've accepted a street that was in Lake Forest within the last 6-8 months, and I believe what we did was acceptance was subject to these improvements or conditions being completed. Now, at that point, it would be, once they are completed and accepted by my office, I would put them on the road index, which would have to be adopted by fiscal court.
Okay, so they would have the assurance that upon completion of these recommendations, that the roads will be accepted, if that's the court.
And I believe that is what they were looking for at this point, is if they meet these obligations, that Daviess County Fiscal Court will accept these routes into road X.
There would not, and I may have missed, I was talking to Jenny, she was whispering in my ear. You know, we talked about bonding those improvements, but we don't require a bond simply because we have a final vote as to whether or not we take it in. If they don't do it, then we don't vote to take it in.
If it is unacceptable work, I would not recommend it be approved.
Right. It, Commissioner?
Yes, that's the question.
Commissioner?
So you're wanting, I guess, a consensus from us that we will agree to take these in, provided they meet the criteria that you've laid out.
I believe the development is asking for that.
Okay.
Ready for a motion, Judge?
Not yet.
Okay.
Commissioner?
Yes, I believe we discussed these requirements. I have no questions. It's been put out in a document that has been sent to me. I reviewed it, revised it. It's been sent back.
We have two representatives here. Would either of you like to come up to the mic and say anything? Probably what I would like to hear you say is, yes, we agree to everything that you just discussed.
Yes, we agree to everything you just discussed.
Okay,
We've
that's-
talked to Mark numerous times and
Okay.
yourself, and that is really what our expectation is we are willing to do the things that have been requested of us, provided that we have assurance that the county will take the roads.
Just to make sure,
Yes.
I assume what we said is that at the time that they request that they will meet the criteria of the county, the roads at the time they're requested to be entered into the county road and street index.
Okay.
And those are the ones.
Say that again.
I didn't understand what I said either, but I just shake my head. It's like, just like those guys.
I don't know how long it's going to take them to complete it, and I don't know if our requirements will change, but the motion would be, or the request would be that the roads would meet the requirements of the index and the county's requirement at the time that they're asked to be put into the system.
I would I would do a final inspection before I would approve and submit these.
So
to the-
they understand that if something happens within the next year that requires one.
I think maybe what you're saying is, what if the state changed criteria for, or what if the public improvement specs changed,
or a bad winter.
or a bad winter? I mean, all those. When we say we'll take them in, it'll be his final inspection. We'll say we'll take them in, but you're going to have to meet his approval.
Our expectation is to begin this process as soon as you give us the go-ahead or your word that's what we plan to do. And we plan to do that before we change county engineer again, so.
Ma'am, there's no way you get all that work done in that short time.
Get an insurance on that.
We're hoping that you're really happy with Mark and that he gets to do this for a while.
Yes, sir.
Not to beat a dead horse, but you know, the part of the drainage system that we're not going to take in is how are we going to clearly define the fact that that is not ours? My concern is that if the water, you know, we have a drainage problem, the water's running under the road, that's ours, and then it goes on across the field, and that's not ours. If we have problems, it's going to appear to, in 10 years, when none of us are here, it's going to look like that's, or maybe longer, but that it's going to look like it belongs to the county. How are we going to differentiate that?
And Deborah, you may be able to answer this question. Is that a part of deed restrictions, or is it presently a part of your deed restrictions in regards to who will maintain what is outside of the curb line?
Mark, I haven't reviewed all of that completely. I think we sent you all that information. I don't know if you've reviewed all of it, but our expectation is that the homeowners association would be responsible for any property in the area that isn't part of the road system that belongs to the county or part of the individual homeowner. So I hope that answers your question.
I understand, Commissioner, what you're saying. Let's say that we have a box culvert and it drains through your yard into a ditch behind your yard. So that culvert or that drain pipe fails beside your house. Now we've got a street full of water and it's freezing in the winter and people crashing the cars. We have homeowners association that says they would take care of it. What assurances we have that the homeowners association would take care of it? And we as public officials tasked with public safety, I mean, we're going to have to take care of it.
It is. And when there's a situation as the one you've described, where because of something on someone else's property that causes damage or a problem to a road, we have the obligation to remove that, but we also have the possibility of charging that person for any repairs.
So the same remedy that we would have in
It's nothing new.
Okay.
Yes.
I would assume, like it does today in other areas across the county, I would get the call, I would inform the responsible party, and then we'd go from there like we do today. If they do not do within a lean time, we would take care of it.
When you're gone as engineer, how do we tell the next court or future courts or the future engineer that we're not maintaining, that that's not the responsibility of the county? I understand what
That's my question.
the commissioner's saying. We run into that today. We had that happen today where, well, the county did this 20 years ago.
Correct.
Well, we don't know whether the county did it 20 years ago or not. How do we assure the future course?
A solution could be that if the final plats are resubmitted, amended, that verb would be put on those final
And
plats.
I think that would satisfy.
That is a requirement of
wouldn't-
fiscal court.
Well, first of all,
First place I go to look
the
to.
plats are going to be amended, right?
I don't know that we've ever had discussion in regards to that. We just got this letter by planning and zoning last week. Are you guys willing to do that, resubmit the final plats?
That's the first I'd heard about it when you just read it, but I see no reason why we wouldn't resubmit it if that's a necessary or requirement.
It very well be
I-
resolve that issue.
It would resolve the issue that we have 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, and we deal with those issues today because, not that we didn't have good elected officials, I just don't think they looked which move they were going to make on the chessboard 10 years out. and the taxpayer ends up, because we have to resolve it, the taxpayer ends up having to pay for it. So I think that should be a requirement, or we put it there. Okay. Are you okay with
I
that?
think that's everybody's intent. We
Yeah.
just need to clearly define it. That's all I'm saying.
That is our intent, so I'm fine with
Okay.
that.
Okay. Yeah, yes, sir.
Final question. Mark, do we have a document outlining those improvements and corrections and updates they need to make? Could you hold up, or can we have as a part of the record, that list, so that we don't have some misunderstanding at the point when they think they've met all our conditions and we say, no,
Didn't
you have
see
done
anything in
too.
our packet
Okay,
like
there's
that.
a thing in your packet. Yes, there's a document that was submitted to me by Bryant Engineering, dated June 23rd, 2014, that states all of these criteria that we discussed, minus the resubmittal of the final class to reflect the public streets is what the final class will reflect, plus some verbiage that'll say homeowners association is responsible for all storm drains outside of the streets. Yes, we have that document.
Do we need a motion on this?
I think Commissioner Lambert was ready to make a motion, weren't you, Commissioner?
If you're ready.
Or
They need to add
Yes.
assurance.
Do you have anything else
We
that
do.
you would like to add? Any other?
Thank you for
Any? Okay.
consideration.
Okay, Commissioner.
I move that the Daviess County Court accept into the county road index and directory the streets so mentioned, the subdivision, upon the completion of the conditions outlined in the document that we just talked about, which will be part of the record.
And the condition added just now regarding amending the final plat.
Yes,
That's
that's
part of it.
noted.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, any question or comment? Claude, are we okay there?
I think so, Judge.
And we would actually vote to add that after Mark
the
signs
time
off
that,
on it.
that they submit the completion of what they believe are the conditions, and upon the approval of the county engineer that they have completed those conditions.
This is in fact saying, go ahead, folks, if you do everything that we both parties agree to, we'll take you in.
Agreed to today. In other words,
Yes.
yeah, it won't change on them.
No.
They know what, okay.
County engineer, are you okay?
I am.
Okay. Hearing no other comment, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item 3, consideration for approval, A, minutes of August 21st, 2014 court meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second, Commissioners. You've had a copy of the minutes in your packet for some time. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
B, all claims for all departments.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Again, Commissioners, you've had a copy of all the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court in your packet. Do you have any questions of the treasurer at this time? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
D, Daviess County Sheriff's 2013 county tax settlement.
Do that fund transfer.
Oh, I'm sorry, fund transfer.
Move approved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, Ms. Hendricks.
Request permission to transfer $610,000 from the general fund to the bond fund to pay the debt service on the WKU building. I'd recommend approval. It is a budget item.
Question or comment by the commission? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
D, Daviess County Sheriff's 2013 county tax settlement.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Sheriff.
Judge, Commissioners. You can believe this, Judge. I'll keep this brief.
I'll believe it when you're done.
We're here today to present our county tax settlement for the 2013 tax year. This settlement is required in order to receive requests from the state. We've collected $46.8 million for various taxing districts. Of the total collected, $25.3 million, that is 54%, was paid to the Daviess County school system. As we're a fee-based office, 75% of our fees are used to fund our $4.5 million budget, and 25% are paid to the fiscal court. Last year, we collected $1.3 million in tax commissions, reflecting an increase of only $14,000 of the previous year. That increase was not sufficient to pay for employee merit raises and other costs of the office. I mention this only to emphasize the importance of this body's funding to the efficient operation of our office. Currently, the fiscal court provides about $2.5 million in annual funding for our office, so I wish to, as I have in the past, publicly offer my appreciation for your continued support of our operation. All taxes have been remitted to the taxing districts. The Revenue Cabinet has completed their audit of the state taxes collected, and we are in compliance with their requirements. We're therefore requesting our wages for the 2013 tax year.
Thanks, Sheriff. And before I go over to Ms. Hendricks, I want to say thank you for what you, your office and staff and deputies do for the people of Daviess County. I don't know what kind of shape we would be in if we didn't have you. You've always been very courteous and very responsive, quickly responsive when we've needed you. So thank you. Mr. Hendricks, have you reviewed this?
Yes, Judge, I can report, although we only get a portion of what it collects, I have no issues with our piece, and I can report that no one from any of the other taxing districts has notified me of any issues.
Okay. And you did go over the fine-tooth comb and make sure that Joe turned in all the...
Well, he didn't get much to use that.
Okay. I was wondering. Joe, you didn't think I was going to let it go without that, did you? All right. We vote on this, and we had a motion and a second. Commissioners, any questions of the sheriff? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
Item E has been removed from the agenda. Item F, update and approval of employees' health-related renewal agreements, and authorize the judge executive and county treasurer to execute any and all documents necessary to implement the agreements to be effective for the plan year November 1, 2014 through October 31, 2015.
Move approved.
Second.
I have a motion second. Mr. Hendricks, are you going to do the update?
Yes. Annually, we have to renew the documents that deal with the employees' health benefits. Our 10-year runs from November 1 through October 30th of the next year. These are the various documents. They're typical. There's nothing unique in here. It's similar documents to what we would sign. I've reviewed them. They are appropriate, and I can report that by getting to renew Greg Carlton once again, it continues to be the person that works on our behalf to renew these. He did a good job again and got another discount. So what we're able to do is offer the employees a renewal that will continue the same benefits we currently offer. So there's no reduction in benefits, and there will be no increase in premium. We'll be able to continue that premium again for the new year.
Outstanding and unheard of. Would you say that, in your opinion, in your humble opinion, that the switch to the way we were going to the insurance market has paid dividends for fiscal court?
Yeah, the methodology that he employed and the program that he has us on and is able to keep us the discount that was offered by Anthem has continued within the range to which it was represented, and has saved us no less than $500,000 each year.
Okay, that's unheard of in the insurance market, even with the Affordable Care Act. And I'm very pleased that we're able to offer our employees a continued good benefit of excellent insurance at no increase in cost. And many times people come to us saying, "It's cheaper for you," but the employees don't get the benefit. They get a less policy. Commissioner Caslin, do you have any comments since you serve as our liaison there?
I do not, other than to say that I think Greg was an excellent choice to bring him on board to shepherd us through this.
Okay. Commissioners, any other question or comment?
I'd say I think it's pretty exciting to be able to. Is it the third year in a row that we've not raised anything?
It'll be the third year we had him. The first year, it's the fourth year we've had the same rates because we didn't have to increase for the last three.
So, yeah, so 3 years in a row we did not change the policies that the employees have, and they did not incur any increases in their premium. I think that's pretty exciting.
That's
for our employees.
Outstanding. That's correct. If there's no other comment or question, I would ask question by the public. There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Item G, contract with Evapar for generator services at Operations Center, Courthouse, Judicial Center, and East Fire Station.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Jordan, are you going to do this or Mark? Mark, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Last year we took quotes in regards to this service. We got Evapar. They did a outstanding job for us. According to the building ground supervisor, he is recommending that we renew that contract from last year. There is no price increase.
Same price as last year then. Evapar from Evansville.
I believe that's right.
Well, they've got several locations, but I think the one at Evansville.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioners, question or comment? Question or comment by the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
H. Miller's Mill Plaza Unit 1, release of surety, streets and sidewalks, storm sewers, and drainage.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion second. Mark?
Yes, the developer's engineer has requested release of surety due to the final surface being placed and the dress-up work on one of the drainage basins being completed. We've inspected the work, and I recommend approval.
Question or comment by the commission? Question or comment by the public? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
I, renewal of bid number 14, 2013, concrete crushing for solid waste department.
Move to approval.
I have a motion and second. Gordon?
Yes, Judge. On June 20th of 2013, the Fiscal Court awarded Hayes Construction bid number 14, 2013, concrete crushing for the solid waste department at a unit rate of $7 per ton. We believe that this rate remains fair and competitive, and we recommend renew bid number 14, 2013 for concrete crushing with Hayes Construction at the unit rate of $7 a ton.
Okay. Mr. Smith, Do you recall what we paid Hazex last year? Any idea? $3,000, $4,000?
Yes, sir.
Less than $5,000.
Yes, sir. That's correct. It was less than 5,000.
Okay. Question or comment by the commission? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
J, award bid number 18, 2014, Stanley Fire Station roof replacement.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Judge, the fiscal court received 5 bids regarding the Stanley Fire Station roof replacement project on public opening of August 26, 2014. TSG Construction is the best evaluated bid in regards of total price, time of completion, unit replacement cost, and having no exceptions to our bid documentation. It is our recommendation that we award bid number 18, 2014 to TSG Construction in total amount of $19,983.
Mr. Johnson, as I look at these bids, there was a bid that was approximately $158 cheaper.
That's correct.
I assume that because they had exceptions to the bid specs, that we chose to go with someone else, as well as they were going to take longer to do the job.
That's correct.
Okay. Question or comment by the commission? Question or comment of the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
A, award bid number 19, 2014, tire repair and maintenance services.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Judge, the fiscal court received 2 bids regarding tire repair and maintenance services for the Daviess County Solid Waste Department. On our public opening of August 26, 2014, we saw no service rate increases, only increases in the actual tire replacement themselves. These are in agreement with market prices. It is our recommendation to award bid number 19, 2014 to Tire Mart. The unit rates provided.
Question or comment by the commission?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of tire stores in town. I'm surprised that only 2 did that. Roughly, how many bid invitations we sent out?
We send out 8 bid invitations between Evansville and surrounding areas. 2 notified me that they would not be submitting a bid locally.
Okay. Any other question or comment? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
L, advertise for bid number 20, 2014, one new landfill compactor.
Move to approve.
I have a motion second. Before I ask Mr. Smith to talk to us about it, commissioners, this is only approval to advertise. Once we get the advertisement for bid back and we evaluate, then we'll vote on making the purchase. Mr. Smith.
Yes, this is part of the the equipment plan that the landfill has. I believe a few years ago they developed a 5-year plan, and this goes along with their 5-year plan. So the current compactor is nearing year 5. When we purchase this one, the compactor that's currently on our contained landfill will go over to CD&D, and we will trade in the one that's currently on the CD&D.
Okay. It's a budget item.
It is budgeted.
Pretty expensive item, and very necessary for the operation of the landfill, because in the contained landfill, we don't can't compact it, we shut down, don't we?
I think we got 48 hours to have a compactor. The other thing I would note is that because of the court's decision a few years ago, we will not be having to borrow money. There is money in the bank, as county treasurer would like to say, to pay for this purchase.
Right. Yes, the court decided to get on cash basis, particularly out the landfill, because we have those large pieces of equipment. So, commissioners, any questions?
What's the estimated cost, Mark? $750,000? Well, maybe you don't want to say that.
I think we'll know what the cost is when we open bids.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Question or comment by the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
For consideration for appointment A, Jeremy Edge to the Library Board with a term of 9/13/2014, expiring 9/13/2018.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, Mr. Edge has served 1 term. Jeremy did a very good job on the Library Board and has agreed to serve another term. I'm sure he will do an excellent job going forward. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
5 ordinances. A, second reading of KFC 8.87, 2014, an ordinance relating to adoption of 2014 Daviess County tax rates.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Mr. Hendricks.
Yes, Judge, for the record, annually the court is required to adopt the tax rates even when there's no changes. The tax rates I'm about to read are exactly the same as the prior year. There are no additions, there are no new taxes, so they are the same as the prior year. This action was anticipated in the budget, so these rates are under the underlying assumptions that we had in the budget, so there's no negative impact of doing it. With that, I'll read the ordinance. It is ordinance number 8.87, 2014, the ordinance related to the adoption of 2014 tax rates for Daviess County Fiscal Court. Each rate I'll read is cents per $100 of value. Real property is 13.6, tangible personal property 18, public service company real property 13.6, public service company tangible 18, distilled spirits 18, motor vehicle 17, watercraft 17, large non-commercial documented watercraft 18, aircraft recreational and non-commercial 18, agricultural products 1.5, other agricultural products 4.5, bank deposit tax 2.5. The ordinance will be effective immediately upon publication and passage. Is introduced, publicly read at first reading, last court meeting, and judge assists the second reading.
Question or comment by the commissioners?
I'll just say that the fact that we're not raising taxes is actually a confirmation of what we've done all year. It's not just today. So.
Well, it's not just this year, Commissioner. It's the past 3 years where we've really tried to put in place good business practices for the court. So, question or comment by the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Item 6, consideration for discussion, A, other business to be brought before the Daviess County Fiscal Court, and I'm not aware of any.
Okay, next item.
B, public comments.
This is a time during which we ask the public to come forward, identify themselves at the podium, and you're welcome to speak on any item other than what was on the agenda tonight. Any takers? I think not.
C, comments by Daviess Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Lambert.
Pass.
Commissioner Watson.
Pass.
Commissioner Kesslin.
Well, Judge, you missed it, but we had a groundbreaking for the Thruce and Dermont Volunteer Fire Department out on the east side of the county, and I think they said that by shifting where that station is, by what is it, less than a mile, I think that they're going to be able to serve over 300 more residences.
And I think what it does, it brings some of those folks in the summit who saw their insurance rates increase dramatically, it brings those rates back down because they will be within the prescribed distance of a fire station. So that's a good move.
I want to commend Bob Newman and the staff out there for all they do for us.
Okay. Any other comment? No. Jenny, I have no other comment other than to announce the 15-year anniversary of Renetta Lamb. She's an EMA administrative assistant. Renetta does an excellent job, and we hope that she's with us many more years. If there's no other business to be brought before Daviess County Fiscal Court, without exception, we're adjourned.